What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you concerning Anthony Joshua. You know, Anthony Joshua is set to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller. You know, he has stepped up and took the challenge. So that means he's daring to be great. That also means the money was to his liking to agree to it. What else does that mean? That means between Dillian White, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz, and Jarrell Big Baby Miller, Miller was the only one to really step up to make the challenge lately. Why do you think that is? You know, do you really think it's all about money, though? I don't think it is. A lot of people say it's about money, but it could be something else. It could be Anthony Joshua's avoided, and the amount of money that he gets is not worth getting knocked out by Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua, personally, now, if you look at it, look how hard it was for him to make a fight with any of these guys. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, even Dillian White. And Dillian White's supposed to fight everybody and anybody. But then it came to Anthony Joshua, and then they seen the figure, then they seen the contract, and they were like, oh, no, I want more money. You know what I mean? I want more money. And it's almost like, why would you want more money, and that's more money that you've ever made? But then that's not enough. It seems to me like they didn't want to get knocked out by Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Like let's go from Dillian White. It wasn't enough money. He wanted $7-8 million because he felt he knows his worth and this, that, and the other. He ain't made that type of money. You know, they could have gave him that type of money, but why give him that type of money when it's not, he hasn't really made that type of money or done enough on his resume, even as of now, to ask for that type of money. You know what I mean? But that was weird because that's something that he swore up and down that he wanted. And then when it was available for him, he didn't take it. Okay, next example. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury stated that he wanted a guarantee. And then when he got a guarantee, it wasn't enough for him. You know what I mean? So he didn't take that fight. So he was like, nah, I'll fake Deontay Wilder. Next example, Deontay Wilder. Think about this. Deontay Wilder was so quick to jump for the Tyson Fury fight. Now, this is the same Deontay Wilder that made the comment to Tyson Fury about Tyson Fury that, hey, you know, Tyson Fury's washed up. He'll never be the same type of fighter. And even if he was, I would knock him out anyway. But he'll never be the person that he once was. Okay? Now, that supposedly spiraled a motivational spark inside Tyson Fury and made him get back into the training grid of things and you know, and really dig deep and train again, right? But then when Tyson Fury was hundreds of pounds overweight or big, you know, overweight, out of shape, doing a tune-up fight, right? Then he calls you out after the first tune-up fight, the very first one. Why do you think Deontay Wilder was so quick to jump on that particular opportunity? You supposed to have been fighting the guy that everybody wanted you to fight with in Joshua and this, that, and the other, right? Remember that? Then all of a sudden, Tyson Fury calls you out. Then, okay, we'll fight Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? They were looking for a name. They weren't looking for a challenge, obviously. And if they figured out the challenge would be like it is now, because they underestimated Tyson Fury, and like Freddie Roach says, when you underestimate Tyson Fury, he's going to beat you. Plain and simple. But you think those guys would have took that fight if they figured it was that hard? And I don't even think that it's that hard of a fight. It's just they know it's not as easy as they thought it was. You know, it's punching, it's hitting Tyson Fury. That's the problem. Not necessarily his danger factor. You know, and then of course they would rather run to a rematch on that than to fight Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? So that's another example where Deontay Wilder just didn't want to fight. Oh, I want 50-50 or no fight. So how do you go from accepting $15 million to wanting 50-50? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you go from that to that? You know? But then one thing you don't hear Deontay Wilder say anymore, if you notice his last few videos, you will not hear the word coward. You will not hear the word scared. You'll not hear that anymore. Why? Because the contracts have been sent out and there's nowhere for him to really run besides a Tyson Fury fight again. You see what I'm saying? Because those contracts are getting better and better, and that's something that he said he wanted. That's something that his manager said he wanted. He wanted a split, right? Now, regardless of what people felt about the split, he still got one, and he still didn't want the fight. He'd rather run. No, I think I'll go fight Fury. So all these guys are running and avoiding this particular fight. It just dawned on me. Anthony Joshua's the next. He's the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. I used to think it was Ortiz, but it's not. Ortiz is avoided for obvious reasons. He's avoided because nobody wants to fight him because there's no reward with fighting him. There's not a big fight purse in it. But damn, what's the excuse with Anthony Joshua? You're getting a chance to fight for you're fighting for the belts. You're fighting for a big lump sum of money, at least 2 to 3 million, depends on who you are, or more. All right. You know, and you still don't want to fight him? You ain't going to get that money with no one else. So I'm like, okay, I'll just not get the money, the highest payday ever, and just fight someone else for lesser money than to get in there and fight AJ. That alone makes you already know that they're avoiding Anthony Joshua. You'd rather make $500,000 not to take a risk or a little shitty fight purse than to fight for 3 or 4 or 5 million pounds or more, depending on who you are, right? Because that changes with Wilder and Fury, right? And even Dillian White, it ain't enough for me. So damn. So none of this money is enough for you. So if it's not the money, it has to be something else that you're worried about. You don't want to take the risk in getting knocked out because you're fearful, you're scared that you'll be knocked out. And that goes for all of them. Every one of them. And normally that's not even the case. When you got the cash cow, everyone wants to fight the cash cow because they know the money involved in it. Look at Canelo. Everybody wanted to fight Canelo. Everyone. Think about it. Lara, he had a piece of Canelo. The Charlos wanted Canelo. Andrade wanted Canelo. Triple G, of course, wanted Canelo before they fought. Keith Thurman wanted Canelo. Everybody. Errol Spence wanted Canelo. Everyone wants Canelo. They either wants Canelo or wanted Canelo. And still do. It's just far-fetched because he's on the zone and a lot of people ain't trying to do that and whatever, but they'll take that fight if it's offered to them. You tell Errol Spence, hey, you want to fight Canelo for $10 million? That motherfucker's coming. You know what I mean? Unless he's scared. You know what I mean? But he's a whole different other story or whatnot. But I tell you, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, everybody wanted to fight Oscar De La Hoya because they knew the money involved in it. You know what I'm saying? I never seen a fighter that's the highest paid fighter. Mayweather, same thing. Everybody wanted to fight Mayweather because they knew the money involved in it. But this is new to me. I never seen the guy that possesses the most money and the most opportunity to make the most money be avoided. I never seen that. Normally, it's someone like Ortiz that people want to avoid, like Errol Spence. You know, a couple guys wanted to avoid him. Not everyone, but, you know, it's one of those things like, no, I'm not going to go against him because, like, why would I risk my record on the line fighting someone like that risky? You know, Fighting Anthony Joshua, that's exactly why you should take the risk, because that's worth the risk, because the money's there. Now these dudes ain't even worried about money. They would rather be comfortable with what they're accustomed to getting versus to take a dive or take a stand or take a leap of faith and fight the guy for the most money. I never seen anything like that. So I say, well, it's about money and all that, but no, it really can't be, because the money's there already. You know what I mean? If you're used to getting $500,000 a fight or $250,000 a fight, for one fight a piece, okay? And then someone offers you, hey, would you like to fight Anthony Joshua for $4 million? And you don't even have a title, or $4 or $5 million, and you turn that down, knowing damn well when you turn that down, what your next fight purse will be with your next opponent. $250,000, $300,000, maybe? That ain't shit. What is that? That makes no sense to me. So I'm convinced Anthony Joshua is the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. And we'll definitely see what happens when he takes on Miller. And I got to do a fight study on that, guys, so stay tuned for that. But again, no. I got to take my hat off to Miller. Miller talks a lot of shit. He mentioned the NFL and this and that and the other, but at least at the end of the day, he stuck in there because he was still interested in the fight. He didn't do like Deontay Wilder did and ran and just avoided all. He just dropped negotiations to run off to fight Fury because he thought he was going to get an easier fight. Let's be real. That's why he did that. You know what I mean? And for someone that is accustomed to making, $1 million, 1.5, 2.5 million like Deontay Wilder, $4 million seems right on the money for him, because he hasn't made that type of money either. So he would rather take those type of fights and make those type of money besides take that big money and lose it all. So I get it. I get it at the end of the day. It makes sense. But, I never seen this many people avoid Anthony Joshua. And they're trying to change the narrative that, oh, he's lowballing them. It has nothing to do with lowballing. See, those figures have been out on the table on how much these guys were offered. So that's a bunch of bullshit. And there's nobody that came out to contest that. So we know it's true. If it wasn't true what Eddie Hearn said, someone would have said, that ain't true. You didn't offer us that. See, things like this have to be circumvented, weeded out, okay? Because people have a strange way, especially people that are not fans of Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. They have a strange way of creating these stories that, he's lowballing them. He only offered them this amount of money. No, everything's out on the table and people know the truth. And you can read whatever's on the table. And whatever's on the table is what happened. And that's what we have now. People just did not want to fight Anthony Joshua because they didn't want to get knocked out. They didn't want to risk. They don't care if it was $5, $6, $7 million. They didn't care if it was $30 million or whatever. They did not care how much it was. They just knew they didn't want to get knocked out by the guy, because they know once they do that, they know they can't do anything after that if they get knocked out. So it's a spirit of fear. And what does a boogeyman do? A boogeyman inflicts fear, okay? And that's what he's doing. These guys are scared. They don't want to fight Anthony Joshua. They never really did. You know what I'm saying? And this is what tells us this. You got to get a guy that's in the top 10. And you got all this lineal champ, WBC champ, all these motherfuckers, and they didn't even want to fight. At the end of the day, they'll rather fight each other again rather than fight the new guy with all the money. It makes no sense, guys. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this hypothesis. Is Anthony Joshua the boogeyman of the heavyweight division? Leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.